All right, we're rolling. All right, I'm here today with Nicole Harrison.
Hello.
Yeah, a buddy of mine and a new mom.
A new mom.
Yeah. So Nicole, tell me about being a mom right now. Like, how's that going?
It's great. It's exhausting. It's exciting. It's a little bit of everything. Like, it's everything they tell you it will be plus more.
Mhm.
So, longtime friend, first time mom.
Yeah. Like, what kind of expectations did you have like going into this thing? Because you always wanted to be a mom, right? Like, that's something
Always.
you knew you'd want to be.
Always.
Like, how far did that go back to? Like, were you
I
a
was
kid and you
raised-
knew you wanted to be a mom?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
I was raised in a house where, so my dad worked full time. My mom was always at home. Like, she was, stay at home mom. And so that's how I grew up. And that's how I always just always wanted to be a mom since I was little. Can't remember never not wanting to be a mom.
Okay. So if your mom, it sounds like your mom kind of instilled in you like the joys of being a mom, and the purpose of being a mom and all of that. Like, but if your mom didn't instill into you to be a mom, do you think you would have that same desire to be a mom? Because right now we're in society, we're noticing more and more people not having kids, right? So I always wonder to myself, because my mom wanted to be a mom as well, all right? And I know for sure that my mom wasn't really pushed by her mom to be a mom. It was just something she knew. For sure. Like, my mom was, she was a late child within her family. Like, there's huge age gaps between all her siblings. She was an accident. All right. So by the
little tequila, late night.
You mean some sake?
Sake.
Again, wrong Asian.
I'm not allowed to say that. You can. I can't.
We're Chinese. We're not Japanese. We don't drink sake. I don't even know. Sing Sao beer. Yeah. No, but my mom, like, by the time she was born, I know that her mom, like my grandma on that side, like she was barely present as a mother. Like, my mom kind of was just like left on her own kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not in a bad way. She just like my grandma was exhausted. She had like 5 other kids before my mom rolled along.
Shit.
So but my mom still knew she wanted to be a mom. Like, she told me, as just something I knew was my purpose in this life was to make more people and to raise them and show much love and stuff.
To make more people? When you put it like that, like a factory, let's go. In and out.
I mean, to order more people from Amazon or whatever, or however you get babies these days.
Do you have a made in China tattoo somewhere on the back of your neck?
Yeah. The Amazon, like whatever tattoo as well. But shoot, go. Like, it was just natural, innate?
Yeah. There's not one time in my life I've ever thought, I don't want to be a mom. Like, never, not even once, which a lot of people, I find, a lot of my friends, they kind of went through that roller coaster of they hit a time and they're out having a lot of fun. They're like, oh, I'm never going to give this up. I'm never going to stop doing this. So it just kind of, it always was meant to be. Okay. It was a lot different than I thought it would be from just, when you're young, you watch movies and TV shows and they're glowing and they're beautiful and, they never have bad days and they never their emotions never overtake them or anything like that. But in real life, it's nothing like that.
Yeah, it's reality.
It's reality.
There's ups and downs and crazy ups and downs.
Exactly. People are weird though. Like, not just strangers. Strangers are the strangest people when you're pregnant. So because I've worked in the industry for so long.
As in bar industry.
Yeah.
People.
Bar industry. Sorry. Long term, 10 years now. It's what I love to do.
It's your whole work experience. Yeah.
So I worked up until I was 8.5 months pregnant. Right?
Yep.
And so by then, I was quite small, but you could tell I was pregnant and my patience was thin. But people do things that you would never expect them to do. Total strangers walk up to you, touch your stomach. Just 2 hands, eye contact. Oh my God, when are you due? And you're just like, who are you?
The only stomach my people touched was the Buddha's stomach. And we rubbed.
Pulls up his shirt, abs with baby oil already there. I'm ready. Touch me.
The Buddha didn't have abs. He had one big ab.
Oh, I was talking about you, Shawn.
Oh, me? Oh, no.
You take your shirt off enough.
No,
I was the mom of the group before I was a real mom.
That is true.
I was Mama Bear for many a year.
Yeah, and you had
many
natural.
Many a year, you took your shirt off every day.
Yeah. Shawn don't like shirts. No, but Nicole, all right, that begs me to my next question. If you always knew you wanted to be a mom, right, then that means every guy you dated, you had to be grading them on whether or not this is the guy to make the kid with.
I wish that was true. My type is up until this cast, this man, my type has been iffy at best. I've had some.
What does that mean?
2 restraining orders out of 5 long-term boyfriends. Not on me, like I have it on them.
Yes, I understand. No, I'm me and Nicole, like we go years back. I'm well aware of her.
But
her
you
track record, if you will.
I think when you think about it like that, like you scare away men. If you go into a first date thinking, I want to have your babies, there's not going to be a second date.
Of course not. But the guy is not going to know, right? Like, it's something only you know. It's kind of like, when anyone goes on a date, subconsciously, they already have a category where they're putting that person into. They're saying, this is just for fun. Oh, I really like this person. I could see a future with this person. Like, it's, but like right away they put them into that category, but then obviously that category can change over time, depending on how great the experience and how compatible you are. But I was always curious because, again, like if you knew your end goal as a mom, then dating must have had a mission to it.
Honestly, I've actually never been asked that question before. Because I've only
Is it only me that thinks like that?
Yes. I think you're an overthinker, Shawn. An overachiever and an overthinker.
All right.
Because you got to go into a relationship excited about it being new and exciting, but you can't go in being like, let me grade every aspect and see if you're going to be a good dad. You have to be a good person before you're going to be a good dad.
Okay.
You have to be good in bed before you're going to be a good dad.
So it didn't, essentially what I'm gathering, again, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like it didn't interfere with you finding some fun and adventure as well.
Yeah.
It's like a separate thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So would you say subconsciously then maybe it was when you find the right person you're having nice adventures with and you can see them being the dad to your kid, then that was like, that put the nail, like the whatever you call
nail
it,
in the coffin,
check the box or whatever, which is what Cass is, I guess.
Like if you're out and about and you're just enjoying your life and you're having fun, you're laughing and you're just enjoying your partner, and then all of a sudden one day they do something, you're like, it's a level up. You're like, okay, you're a good person. I'm going to date you. I'm dating you. And I'm really enjoying our time. Long-term relationship. Oh, I just saw that. Now you are kind of leveling up to be a good dad as well. It doesn't all just like sit down on the first date. So tell me about what you would be like as a dad. Like, that's terrible. What would you do if you went on a first date and they were like, so if I got pregnant right now, would you like be a good dad?
Well, as an Asian, I always have smoke bombs in my back pocket, so I would release that and backflip out of there.
Ninjas away.
Yeah, and she'd be like, "Was this a dream? Was this a real date?" And I'd be long gone.
Long gone. I don't think any girl wants to wake up from a smoke-induced coma being like, "Was that a date? Did I have fun? I don't remember a thing."
I'm like the worst Batman ever. It's like the smoke bomb it's not just the masking smoke bomb, it's the one that actually puts you out. Like, I'm out too. And I wake up again.
Ketamine.
Like, I wake up like, oh my God, I'm right beside her again. Oh, this plan completely backfired.
Okay. Plan B, we'll do it again tomorrow. It's plan E by the end of the week. Shit.
Oh, God.
But I'm still here.
All right. Okay, so let's dive a little bit more into this motherhood thing. Before I dive into, I know you love being a mom. Cara, you and Cara are natural. Like, it's amazing to see.
Thank you.
Yeah, and like you said, you're the mama bear of our group. And whenever we were drunk, you're always the one ready to, get the right food into us, sloppy teen burgers or whatever.
Oh, I have a story. So I watched one of the last ones with Kyle, and from his point of view, it was hilarious. From my point of view...
Yeah, you're sober. So your point of view is actually the truth.
Stone cold sober. I get a call at...
That was episode 3, by the way, people.
Episode 3, when he was talking about fighting someone behind a garbage can.
A pro MMA fighter.
Took his shoes off and bowed. I watched that one, listening to you. You don't have a goddamn clue. You have no idea what I went through that night. I get a call at, I don't know, 11:30, maybe even midnight, probably even later. Hey, what are you doing? I'm at home. It's like Tuesday at 11:30 at night. What are you guys doing? Well, Kyle's about to come and fight this guy behind schooners. Do you want to come and watch? No, I don't want to do that. What? Don't tell him to stop doing that. Well, we're going to do it anyway. So could you pick us up? Also, no. Okay. Well, could you maybe just grab us some food and meet us at my house? Okay. Yeah, I could do that. But more importantly, tell him to stop.
Don't fight the pro MMA fighter.
Don't go. Also, don't go if you're ever behind a bar, behind a garbage can on a Tuesday at midnight.
We were on someone's well-groomed lawn, which was covered in snow.
Not. You weren't.
Okay.
You were in the parking lot behind a garbage can.
That wasn't a lawn?
It wasn't a lawn. There was some glass. There was some, and I drove past, and they're like, just drive by. Just drive by and see us and watch Kyle. I'm like, I'm not going to be that mom from the car. Honk! Roll down the window. Get in the car, boys. You're coming home with me. That A&W took 55 minutes to get to that house. Oh. And Kyle woke up from his pass out, and he goes, oh, man, I must have fallen. I'm like, nope. Try again. He's like, did I get choked out? There you go. He's like, oh shit, a teen burger. I'm like, you just got choked out behind a garbage can.
Yeah.
But here, have your fucking teen burger and try again tomorrow.
All right. Well, what I love, my memory again, I was drunk with the boys, but I just remember you were very consoling again, which is more cues you be a great mom, because you didn't say like, oh, you lost that fight, you suck. Like you were just kind of like picking us up, hey guys, just have some teen burgers, like, we'll talk about this in the morning, how ridiculous it was that you woke me up at this time and blah blah blah. But nonetheless, you provided, and you nurtured, and you got us back to well, the next day we weren't in great shape. We
called you a dumbass along the way, but I will, as I'm calling you a dumbass, I will help you.
I thought you called me like smart or something. I don't know.
My
memory just...
We have very iffy memories of the same night.
Well, again, yours...
Stone cold sober behind a garbage can.
Okay. So we were a bunch of degenerates. That's what I gather.
We were all a bunch of degenerates.
Okay, so episode 3 story, I guess, is pure fiction, guys, according to the facts being laid out here by...
I'll come back on another show and I'll give you the full rundown of that night.
Okay.
The full rundown, because there are there's some rated R moments that I don't think I'm allowed to talk about right now. I have to get Kyle's okay. I have to get your okay. Because there are some moments that I want to say, but I won't.
Okay, all right, okay. We'll save that for... that's the episode, people.
He's got fear in his eyes.
We'll just turn this off now. No. All right, I'm going to steer this back to you for a second. Okay. So this might be a bit of a hot button topic, but, I'm just curious. Okay, so... These days, there's a question, if you will, about if you become a mother, you might be giving up career opportunities, or not being able to have the same kind of time to pursue a career. Like, where do you fit into that? Like, is there things that you wanted to do, or did you feel like, you know what, I can get them both done. I can also be a mom, but mom has to be the first priority, because obviously... as far as science goes today, all right, don't come after me, woke mom. But there's
some Instagram moms that are gonna come after you, Shawn.
But there's a time period to be able to procreate. So obviously you have to take into that kind of like account and everything, right? Like so like you don't feel like do you have future goals, Nicole? That's what I'm asking here. Outside of motherhood, like. To
be honest with you, because it's so up in the air about. Like we talked about, you don't meet someone and go, you're going to father my children, really. So, like, you have to, go through. Well,
groupies do, but...
And then... Got a lot of those, do you?
Me, no.
Yeah, look away. I do, but now... I always was told by my mom constantly, you don't know until you're a mom, like, the love and, like, the worry. And I was like, okay, mom, like, you're just momming out, you're fine. And now there's... Holy shit. I have never felt like it's like someone took my heart out of my chest and like visualized. It's insanity. So this is the first time though. So Cass is the breadwinner at the minute. This is the first time my adult life that I haven't been out working full time, and so that's obviously a little tricky for me because it's not like you can just like go out on like a fun, like crazy night out and spend all this money. And so it's tough. Yeah. Not being able to be like, okay, I made a shit ton of money. Like, I'm just going to go and have a good time because it's no longer just about me. So that's a tough part.
Yeah.
But where it comes to my goals in life.
Oh, by the way, you're drinking your wine? Because am I the only one starting to get toasty here? Like,
I'm making him white girl today. We have our autumn glasses and it's red wine. Gonna get Shawn just
wasn't grape juice?
White girl wasted.
Okay.
Drink it.
All right. Okay.
But it's like I said, people are strange when you become pregnant. People like I had people come up to me and be like, "Oh, how far along are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm 20 weeks." And they go, "Oh, that's amazing. You're having a girl? Wait until she's 16. She's going to fucking hate you." Like, what are you talking about?
Well, they're
like,
talking about their lives, obviously.
That's what happens. People are strange. So I went to visit Cass at work the other day, and I was sitting at my own table, minding my own business. One of the barflies, who I've served for many a year,
Car was over. With you, obviously.
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously. So we walked down to see Cass.
By the way, Cass is taking care of Car right now.
Yeah,
Cara's
not
just like 2 months old and feeding herself.
She's around. She's doing her own thing. She's an independent woman. She's fine. No, Dad is upstairs.
Okay.
So this barfly that I've known for a few years in the neighborhood comes over and just sits down. And there's always... Okay, long story short, he then started telling me what I should be eating and drinking to make my breast milk better. Unprompted.
Okay.
A man that doesn't know my last name
sat down. I am curious. What should you be eating and drinking?
I don't know. The second he started saying that to me, that it was done. I was like, oh God, the time I have to go.
Only in a bar would you have that kind of an approach. Like, imagine a coffee shop. Like, no way someone would just come up to you and be like, "By the way, I really think you should eat sour soothers. That would increase your breast milk. Your breast milk.
The red wine is setting in."
God damn it.
No, but in what world? It would be like someone, like some random man coming up to you while you're working and be like, "You want to know how to make your sperm better? I got some secrets." You'd be like, "Dude."
I might listen.
Stop putting your hot computer on your balls, Shawn. Step 1.
Okay, all right. Okay,
but
carry
that's
on.
That's what people do. Like, and that was like a week ago.
Is there any good interactions from people since you were pregnant? It sounds like it's just a lot of weirdos. Like,
weirdos do come out more than normal people.
You're right, because a normal person wouldn't approach your space.
Do that.
They would have the wherewithal to be like, "Wow, she's pregnant, like good for her, and I will give her space unless she needs help or whatever."
Friends and family go, "Is it okay if I touch your stomach? Is it okay if I ask you this?"
Yeah.
And friends and family, because we have such an amazing group of people around us.
We have a cool crew. We have a cool crew.
They're, they're pretty decent friends and family. And they will ask you, they're like, or they will be like, "So this is what I did." Like grandparents, "This is what I did when I was pregnant." "No, this is what you should do." Because a lot of times, like, just
and the worst is like they probably don't even have kids.
And like, because I was a server until I was 8.5 months pregnant, people they just weigh their
You're a bartender as
opinion
well, and a bar manager. Don't underplay yourself.
Did a little bit of everything.
You know the industry. You know the industry. You're an AGM.
It's strange being at home.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask you, because like we've known each other for years now, and you've always been able to keep up with everyone. In fact, you might have led the pack at times with like partying and stuff. And like, it literally, you were if you ever people have ever seen Indiana Jones 1, there's that scene where the girl's going shot for shot with the other dude in some area in Nepal. I'm like, that's Nicole. Like, can drink you under a table and like, stop. And like laugh at you while you're like, your ego is bruised or whatever. But then when you're like, "Hey guys, you know what? Me, Cass and I are pregnant." And I was like, wow. And then my thoughts were, 1, great. You guys are going to be great parents. 2, kids going to be lovely, great genetics. But 3, I'm like, Nicole, come on. You've been in the industry for like 10 straight years. Like, you're telling me all of a sudden you're not going to drink. You're not going to, you're going to lay low. And you did.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Cold turkey. Turkey.
Was that hard?
It was very hard.
It must have been hard, yeah.
And
so how much did you shake?
The first few, here's the thing. So when you first find out, you're so excited and you're, "Oh my God, this is the best."
I was excited for you guys.
Right? And
Car's
it's amazing.
Cute as fuck, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we made a cute baby.
Yeah, she's cute. She's cute.
But
she's lazy though. Lazy. Hasn't got a job yet.
I know.
Got a job yet.
We're giving her until next week to.
In certain countries by now, she would be making things.
Making shoes?
Yes, wallets, shoes, chips, whatever. I'm just saying.
I'm so glad we brought you into our culture, Shawn. It's not for everybody.
All right. Okay. Let me just drink my wine with 2 hands.
That's what I thought. Make sure you blow on it first.
Okay, carry on. Okay, so what was that transition like? It must have been. Did you get FOMO a lot? Fear of missing out is FOMO.
FOMO was a huge part of it, because I'm in the industry for 10 plus years. I've done it all, and being at the bar, when you're done a hard shift, you sit down, you have a glass of wine, you have a beer, you chill out.
Yeah.
There was none of that. So if I had a shit day at work, there was no tone down. And I love
shit day at work. I mean, shit day of being a mom?
No. Like when I was working.
Oh, okay.
I'm pregnant.
I was like, oh, when I shit day at work.
No.
Like, you mean motherhood?
No, like when I had like an 8-hour shift on my feet, my ankles are swollen. I've had some asshole customer yell at me because, I don't know, their steak isn't what they want. Anyway, and you're just sitting, you're stone cold sober, and you're like, God, I want a beer. I want to decompress, but you don't have that anymore. And alcohol, I don't want to call it a crutch, but it's a great way to just take a breather, to just sit down, have a beer, and just...
Yeah.
Without that, those non-alcoholic beers just don't do it.
Of course not. You're missing the fun ingredient.
I'm like 7 non-alcoholic beers deep. I'm like, this fucking sucks. I'm bloated. I'm gassy, and now I'm just angry that I'm still here.
It's true. Non-alcoholic beer is so ridiculous.
There's, and they have their purpose. And honestly, I won't name which one's my favorite. It's Prohibition of some sort, but. It was
Budweiser Prohibition.
It was Budweiser Prohibition. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was. It had the taste, like the cold, like it filled it slotted in, but it didn't do its job.
Yeah, like because you're just, I don't know, you're just torturing your mind. You're like, okay, here we go, and then your body has none of that buzz, and you're like, the hell is this? It's like anything. It's like going on a roller coaster, but you don't get that down feeling.
Exactly.
Going down.
You go off the edge, and then it's just like smooth sailing.
Yeah, just everything's
like
safe.
Log,
there was
it's like
no
the
fear
log
whatsoever.
flume that just goes around in a circle. Like, this is a lazy river. This sucks. But when there's a reason to do it, there's a reason to do it, and so that was important to me.
Okay, so how was your emotions then during that period?
So first trimester sucked. Second trimester, you're like, I have high energy.
What do you mean by sucked? Like, you felt down, happy but down, or like what? Like, I'm just trying to understand.
It would be like, okay, imagine being in.
Because I feel like
in the car, but someone's driving, and you're like, oh, I should backseat drive, and I'm fully aware they're doing something wrong, but you're powerless to stop it. I knew I was being crazy at times. I knew I was being an asshole at times.
Give a story. How crazy did it get?
It didn't get that crazy, but it was like.
You just said you were crazy.
I'm sitting at home. I'm bored. I'm pregnant. I'm so upset right now for no reason. I'm sweating. I'm crying. And then I'm laughing. And then all of a sudden, like, your partner's like, hey, I'm just going to grab a beer after work. You're like, fuck yourself. I'm going to fucking kill you. Like, and you fully know you're being unreasonable. You just worked a full shift. You deserve to have a beer. You deserve to sit and decompress. And half your brain is like, yeah, that makes sense. But the part that's driving is like, I'm raging. I'm mad. And that's the part. And you're fully aware that you're in the wrong, but you cannot stop yourself.
So have you improved on this? Wait, you're not pregnant anymore. You had the kid now. Did it improve over 9 months? I don't know. Cause obviously every time I was over or I interacted with you and Cass, you always were lovely. So I'm just assuming like, wow.
Like the Joker smile. I'm fine. I'm having the best time of my life.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like I couldn't tell. I thought everything was great. Behind the scenes, you could have been crushing Cass's little Warhammer collection here. And he's just like, oh, you are the worst.
Under the table, his face is going right because I'm just like squeezing him.
Tell everyone we're happy. We're happy and everything's great.
Having the best time of my life right now. No, like, it's just you so badly. Like, you try sitting through the Super Bowl stone cold sober, drinking non-alcoholic Caesars. Yeah.
No.
Christmas was worse. What was the worst? I would say Super Bowl was harder than Christmas. Because Super Bowl to me has always, for like the last 10 years, like Super Bowl is like my go-to. Like, there, you start at 10:30.
A lot of people love that day.
Go. And so sitting
there.
So
did we all look stupid? Now you're like, oh my God, this is Super Bowl sober?
I won't lie to you, Shawn. The amount of times we left your presence, and I told Cass, I was like, you need to never bring me around that again.
Left my presence?
Your presence.
What was I doing?
At one point, you were so drunk, you were trying to talk to my pregnant belly, but you were so much higher up.
Hey, whoa,
just face and tits. You're like, you're doing a great job in there. You're growing so well. I'm so proud of you. I'm like, Shawn, lower. And Cass is like giggling in the background. I'm like,
okay, Jess, sorry, I don't remember that at all. And why am I saying sorry, Jess? Like, you weren't even there back then. Anyway, no, but still, I don't remember this at all.
No, you were on the left boob. Jess was on the right. You were both talking into the same boob.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, Jess wasn't even there yet.
It was just you.
Okay, look, I don't remember that at all.
I know.
And if that did allegedly happen. All right, so I'm talking my
cold
legal
sober,
team here. Okay,
15 shots of whiskey in.
Verify all of what she said was true. Yeah, and then dispose of the video evidence. But yeah, no, I don't remember doing that. But okay, fine, all right.
But you're lovable, Shawn, because I was your mama bear first.
Because my intent is never to be like that. I could have been that discombobulated that I that's a real word.
It's your second language. It's okay.
Okay. Anyway, look. So okay. So I guess what you're concluding is that it was rough to transition out of, you know, being like in the industry and then all of a sudden being sober. Because essentially you were like sober.
You wanna go out and you wanna talk to people, but after a full day of small talk, the last thing you can stomach is sitting and small talking bullshit, or someone that's so much drunker than you, and you're just like, oh, and they're like repeating the same story, and you're like, Also, people just assume that you're gonna be the designated driver. Like, you make plans, like a group of people, and then all of a sudden, like the day before, they're like, so what? You're picking up all 7 of us?
Kyle. Diaper party Kyle.
Okay. I'm gonna call some shit on Kyle here because
we can edit this out. I'm not editing anything out.
Because
Kyle's awesome. What are you talking about?
Cass's diaper party turned into a bachelor party. And then when he asked who was driving, I was like, you guys can just Uber out. It's fucking an hour and 10 minutes. We went to
Launchpad, by the way.
Launchpad.
Great place.
I hear they had a lot of fun.
Yes.
I also saw it.
Golf with, golf, you're shooting the ball into whatever, a field, but there's all these computers and stuff. So it's like you're playing an actual course. But you don't have to move very far.
The booze are here. The golf is there. Food, done. You don't have to drive golf carts. It's great.
Yes, go on.
He was like, oh, well, I figured you guys would, because his girlfriend at the time, this time, I spilled the beans.
This time?
No, she's far enough along.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Kyle.
Yeah. No, Kyle and Jackie are pregnant too. We told that in the last podcast.
Okay, then we're fine.
Yeah.
He invited us to be the designated drivers so that we could be a part of the fun, which to me was such. Oh, well, I figured you guys would want to be a part of it. You want? Oh, okay.
I honestly was down with Ubering. I didn't know that was a solution.
I'll drive you an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just to be a part of the gang, wait for you for 4 hours, and then drive you back when you're so shittered. I'm like, we're not going to get that drunk. I'm like, you guys have turned a diaper party into a bachelor party, which, hilarious, they dressed Cass up like a dad. Socks up to his, like, I don't know, calves, dad
New
shoes.
Balance shoes, khaki shorts, a golf shirt,
big
glasses, the belt tied up like almost at the navel. So, like classic dad look.
I was into it. It hit all the buttons for me. But just being invited to be a part of it by being the designated driver.
Hold on. Kyle did that. We didn't even know that was the,
ridiculous.
And then we found our way up there. Everything was great and everything was fine. Nothing happened after. Anyway.
And I love Kyle because he's probably one of the funniest guys I know. But that text came through and like, go fuck yourself. And then I like deleted it and I was like, ha 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 ha, no. And Jackie was like, well, I'll probably do it. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Oh my God.
I'm not doing it.
Nicole, this is supposed to be a podcast, not your therapy for venting.
I've been alone for a long time. You've given me wine and I've been sober for 9 months.
Okay. All right. Yeah, by the way, how good does that feel right now? Just that sip.
So good. The first thing I had was a cider. And it's so refreshing. Refreshing. Well, because, and a lot of people are like, you can have a sip here and there, you can have drinks, and to each person is their own. I think due to social media, we are way too easy to put what we think out there. Way too easy, because the Instagram moms that I've seen, there's 2 types. There's the realistic ones, and then there's the ones that are like, every day they have makeup done, hair done, they look beautiful, they're glowing.
They don't look like that all the time?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't.
Okay, go on.
And then there's the other ones that, they show that they have spit up on their shirt and they've had a rough day, and that's the ones I connect with, because you know how everything online is photoshopped?
What?
I know it's tough to believe. But her boobs aren't that big, Shawn. Whatever you're thinking.
Shut up. Next thing you know, you're going to tell me Santa Claus isn't real. And...
Girls don't poop. Girls don't fart. The Easter
end
Bunny.
Podcast right now.
I know. Just turn it off. I'm going to break your heart today.
I'll push those buttons. Actually, that's not even the right button.
You don't know which button to push.
These aren't buttons at all. These are knobs. How much wine do I have?
Yeah, anyway. I've got you in the red wine grip now. This is going to be like a 5-hour one. By the end of it, you're just going to have a single tear.
All right.
Let's talk to you. You're about to be married.
No.
You're about to be married. Are kids on the table for you, perhaps?
Oh, probably. I'd be the best dad ever.
You would be.
No, absolutely. Jess and I would love to have kids. But obviously we have too many goals right now. We will sort that through. But again, that's where, Jess and I were talking, and that's where I admire you and Cass, because Cass and I, we have different philosophies towards life, if you will. Because I'm more of a plan, prepare, execute. Cass is like that to a certain extent, but a lot of him is react, like see what life throws at you and we'll solve the problem there, And both have both their perks, because for me, my way might become too neurotic and cannot like venture past a certain direction, if you will. I think people call it like being one-track minded or like too linear.
Some people call it OCD, Shawn.
Yes. But Cass has more of a like a free-flowing way. Like, let's see what happens. Like I don't know, and I definitely give you guys all the props for just diving in there and going for it, because like it's not like you guys had everything set up like, okay, we have $1 million now let's make a kid. No, it was more like, hey, you know what, I love you, you love me. Let's go for it. Let's just go and make this happen, right?
There's never a right time to have a kid. There's a wrong time, but there's never a right time. So Cass and I, we were extremely fortunate, because I know a lot of women out there struggle with. How did the
decision come to? Because like during the pandemic, you guys, and I'll quote Cass, literally said, "We don't want kids." Cass was like, "I don't want kids."
I don't want kids.
Yeah, Cass was like, "I don't want kids. I love this community we have with friends and business and goals." Cass was like, "There's enough people in the world. We don't need that. I'm not having kids."
I was not aware of that.
I just realized I just answered my own question, because
thank you for getting him in shit.
Yeah. Hey, you were there.
No, I wasn't.
Again, my memory cannot be relied upon.
Some people learned how to bake banana bread during COVID. We just learned how to drink even more.
Yeah, that served money. Definitely bought a lot of booze. But
no, it didn't.
Yeah.
They're trying to take it away from me, Shawn. I used that for bills.
All right, you did.
Yeah, many a bill.
She did. Anyway, but like it's just such a sudden switch, and I remember asking Cass like talking about 180, dude. And then he just said, "You know what? In my heart, I knew I wanted to be a dad. I think I was just trying to talk myself out of the scariness of it." And then, right now, sometimes I wonder to myself, I'm like, oh, maybe am I talking myself out of the scariness of it? And I've come to conclusion, no, that's not me. Like, I'm not scared to be a dad. I know I'm a loving guy. And like, I will do what it takes to make sure that people's needs are met before mine, especially if they're a kid. What is all that sound anyway? Sorry. But right, I just go back to what I said earlier. I'm a planner and an executor. I'm not as much of on the fly guy,
which is fine.
For MMA analogies, okay, this might get Nicole lost, but there's counter fighters, there's like game planners, and then there's just brawlers, right? Like your counter fighter goes in seeing what the opponent gives and encounters, right? But if opponent gives nothing, the fighter might just circle around. Like Anderson Silva's like a counter fighter for the most part. Then you got your brawlers that just wildly go in there with no game plan. Then you have your tactician, like game planner guy like George St. Pierre. I would say I'm more like a George St. Pierre with my life. And then Cass is more of like a brawler, like just, so I don't know, like I do plan on having kids. I just, until everything is settled, bank wise, this, that, and then I could focus. Like, it's just the way I roll. Otherwise I think I'd have too much anxiety, man. I just,
which is fair. And
you guys apparently have no anxiety.
That's not true.
It appears that way.
Anyway. No, but like to the outside world, because you see good days and you have bad days. So for all the new moms out there, I will say, don't judge yourself on the bad days and be so proud of yourself for the good days, because there are times where I sit upstairs and you know what? I just cry with this beautiful baby in my arms for no good reason.
Is that when Cass sprints to the bar?
Yeah. He's like, I'm going out for cigarettes. And then they just... But so Cass, when I first met him, he knew that was something I always wanted. And then he
did say that to me as well.
He kind of dipped. And then I remember there was a time
What do you mean he dipped?
Dipped away. Like, we were on the way back from his bar, and it was me, Cass, and his mom. And he was having a conversation with his mom.
Shout out Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. We were all a little drunk, and he was just like, you know, I just don't want kids. It's not my thing. And I was just like, I do. And he was just talking to her like I wasn't there. And she's like, well, you know, his mom. And he's like, well, she does. So that's a big thing to talk about, because kids are not an after fact. You need to know before you get into a relationship where you each stand on kids, because kids, I find, there's a lot of things in a relationship that are give or take, you know. Kids are not one of those things. If you are with someone that wants kids and you don't want kids, you need to talk about that before you spend your life together, because that will be a rough point.
A deal breaker.
It will be a deal breaker, because and at that time I told Cass, I was like, you know what? I've always wanted kids. That's what I want. I'm going to be a mom. That is it. It is.
Hey, so, Nicole, you definitely made the right decision. I mean, no, you're natural, and you know what you said earlier with the mama bear thing. It's true. You and Jackie too.
Yeah,
Jackie's such a mama bear.
Jackie even outdoes me on the mama bear, because she knows how to cook.
She cooks, yeah.
She cooks.
Yeah.
At 2 a.m. in the morning, she cooks. She knows how to make a good. What did she make that? It was like a pizza roll, pepperoni. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning.
Whatever she's doing, that's what's making Kyle fat. But no, like, you guys, like, honestly, full props. Like, my brother's wife's also a great mom. Like, meant to be a mom. My mom's meant to be a mom. And
same with mine.
Yeah.
That's what my mom is. My mom is a mom through and through.
Hey, and I think that's a great purpose, because obviously people need that, you know. But it sounds like you also have so many skills though too. Like, you were my boss. Nicole is actually was my boss as well. Like, when we worked at OJ's, I still work there for now, until we launch Kaks. But but Nicole's my boss, and so is Cass. But I always thought you're a great boss too. You know, you led by example, and that's why I always thought, like, man, like, is she gonna struggle with this whole give up your career to have a kid kind of concept? But it sounds like you have the attitude like Cass. You're like, you know what, I'm just gonna have it all. I'm gonna find a way to have it all.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. So it's
I trust in you, and I trust in Cass. So, and I think that's a huge part of it. But yeah, that initial I
trust in our listeners to come to our bar and spend money there when we open.
It'll be there.
Late January.
Yeah.
Early February. 2023. Kaks Bar and Podcast by the Uptown Condo Building. Plug. Go on.
So much whiskey. Too much whiskey.
Yes.
Whiskey for everybody.
Whiskey for everyone.
And then you get to see how cute Cara is too.
She's so cute. She's so cute.
But going back,
my nieces and nephews are cute too.
Have your own.
Have my?
You have enough sex, Shawn. You tell us all first thing in the morning.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't leave incriminating evidence.
Cass and I were so fortunate, because I had an IUD for 7 years, and so my doctor told me.
What's that?
An IUD is a little thing that goes inside you that stops you from having babies.
What?
And so there's the copper and the Mirena. Copper is just a thing. Mirena is hormonal.
Too much science right now.
I'll let you Google that one.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, let's pull out. Okay.
The pull-out method is not. We'll talk about that later. That'll be in the rated R one that I'll talk about Kyle's ridiculousness and your ridiculousness and Cass's ridiculousness once I get signed consent to tell that story. So Cass and I were very fortunate, because once my IUD came out, my doctor said it's going to take 6 months to a year. That's how long they give you, and we got pregnant within 2.5 months.
What's an IUD? No, sorry.
I
had like a Zoolander moment. Remember Zoolander when he re-explains the exact intricate plan about why he used male models, and then like Ben Stiller, like after he explained everything, he's like, so why male models?
Why male models?
Anyway, yeah. But go on, sorry.
But yeah, so we were super fortunate, and like every day we kind of look at each other and we're like, holy shit, we're lucky. And we're so happy that we're lucky, because so many people can't just do that.
That is true.
And hard being pregnant and it's hard being a mom, but it's amazing. But you know what else is harder is wanting all those things and trying and trying and trying.
Yeah,
so like
man.
all those women out there that are trying, going IVF or just waiting or doing anything, like that to me is strength, is wanting something so badly and just working on it, because that my heart goes out.
Yeah, that
really
one's a hard one, right? It's kind of a sad one too. But
you're a hard one, Shawn.
What? But no, but I was just trying to say, like, because back in the day, before our current, well, what like the last 60 years, motherhood was a general duty, if you will, right? And then many people have expanded past that now and have have the careers and this and that. But for those that is what they want, like they know they're full of love, like, and like they're best aunties and this and that, but like they don't have the kids yet. Or maybe they can't or whatever. It's like that is a bit heart wrenching because like I don't have the what am I trying to say is like you're just accepting you're living more sad for what rest of your life, because that's what you really want, unless you can really shift that perspective or let it go.
And IVF is ridiculously expensive and it's so hard and there's so many steps and it takes dedication. And so,
but sorry to interrupt, there's a lot of women who don't want kids, so it's like good for you. Now you're in the era where it doesn't have to be that way, right?
It's your choice, and if that's what we live in a world which is great, that if that is what you want, we have so much that you can do, and on the other side of the spectrum there's so much you can do if you don't. So at the end of the day, it's what you want. It's really what you
hold on want. It starts with what you want, all right, but this segues into my next question here. Parenting, like, what are your expectations for your kids? Like, do you feel like you need to tell them what to do to become how you want to learn from your own mistakes? So you want to parent them in a way that sorry, this echo is just in my headphones here. I know you don't hear anything here. I don't know what I'm touching here, but anyway, okay, back to it. But like if you're parenting a kid, I would imagine, I'm not a parent, all right, but obviously everyone I know has kids, and I had a great childhood, but wouldn't you be trying to make sure they don't make the same mistakes as you? But in the process, aren't you indirectly potentially trying to make them a better version of you? You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm asking? It's kind of like,
I know exactly what you're asking.
Do you try to control them until they're 18, or do you just let them right off the jump? Hey, figure out what you like, Jimmy. Or because I don't know what the right answer is. That because I love that my dad kind of controlled me to be a miniature version of himself until I reached a certain point, because it gave me something to direct upon. Because without that, I don't know what the fuck I would have been doing. I would have been just one day doing this, one day doing that. Like, I mean,
you can try your best to tell your kids how to not make your mistakes, but at the end of the day, you can't use your kids as therapy.
Like, they're going to be their own person.
They're going to be their own person. You can try and guide them and be like, hey, when I was your age, this is the mistake that I made, and these were the consequences. If you're in the same kind of situation, then that should be it. Because I love you so much, Mom. I grew up in a house where it wasn't strict, but it was like definitely like, this is
traditional,
the way.
Right?
Traditional.
Yeah.
That's the best way of putting it. So I had some times where I once got grounded for like 6 months because my sister told my mom.
6 months? That's half a fucking year.
But she didn't tell me why.
What?
My sister had come to her and been told her
Mrs. Harrison.
I know. But you know
6 months to a teenager might as well be 10 years, all right?
But that's like, that makes you upset because you're like, and at the time I actually
What did you get grounded for?
I didn't do actually anything wrong.
Oh, shut up. What did you actually do?
I didn't, though.
In your mind, you did nothing wrong.
So
what did you actually do?
My sister told my mom that I was dealing drugs. And at the time, I had never touched drugs in my life. Not once. So instead of just coming to me and being like, Nicole, this is what I've heard. What do you have to say for yourself? My mom's like, you're not leaving the house. And then like 2 years later, we were working out together. We're on the
doing heavy deadlifts.
Oh yeah, fucking full body.
Yeah,
no, we were like running on the treadmill, and she goes, "Yeah, I grounded you that one time because you were selling drugs." I was like, "Mom, I've never fucking touched drugs."
She brought that up in the middle of running a treadmill.
About?
Way to kill her fucking like running.
And like, but at the same time, like I grew up, and I'm so lucky because I'm so fully aware. I grew up in a household like happy parents, mom, dad, sister, like, and I'm not a day goes by where I'm not grateful for the household I grew up in, but I also know where my mom was coming from, because I have shit taste in men. Apart from now, like I have shit taste in men, and I always have, apart from now. But that was so even when I was
I'm not gonna lie, your track record, like,
it's not great.
It's like you were hanging out with a bunch of 1s and 2s, and then you went to a 9, and then a 10. The 9 transformed into the 10, same person. But
who is the 9?
Well, Cass. Anyway, but Cass leveled up even more.
He
but
leveled
like,
up when
but
he
I'm
became
just,
a dad.
but I'm just saying, like, why did, like, your one friend, I'm not gonna say fucking who, all right, but your one friend was sitting there one time. Remember, we were all having drinks, and then she's like, I just can't do beta boys anymore. I can't do beta males. And I was sitting there thinking in my head, like, why was that ever the fucking choice? Like, why don't you just go right for the alpha or whatever?
Because beta males disguise themselves. They disguise themselves until you're too deep in to realize. And
Gross.
then by that,
that's literally like me saying, you know what? I'm just gonna go for B+ when you could go for A+. And you're like, yeah.
Well, imagine being drunk for 4 days straight, and you're like, oh, I'm with a fucking 8 over here, and then you wake up after 4 days, and she's a 4. But you're too deep in, so you just got to keep going. You just gotta keep on going.
No. I'm ready to abort anytime. I have an ejection button anytime. I don't wait around. I don't care how much history is there.
Your bed has like a cartoon spring.
Yeah.
Wait, would you parachute out, or would she get parachuted out?
I parachute out into a spaceship that takes me away from this planet, and then a black hole hits, and I go in another dimension. That's actually how I ended up here. I'm avoiding my life in a parallel universe.
God, Jess, you are one lucky lady. Yeah. Cat dad over here, killing.
Okay.
Speaking of, you're closest to the wine. I would love a top up.
Okay. Well, you keep talking while I pour this.
Well, I'm so proud of Shawn. But here's what made me laugh this weekend. So I've known Shawn for 4 or 5 years now. You just press the button. No, you have to push it in as you press.
I'm doing it.
Oh, good Lord. And it's so funny to me because he released his 1-year anniversary with his girlfriend, or his fiance, sorry.
Just released that.
Yeah. And that was a bitch pour, just so you know.
Just drink it.
Mine was up to the second pumpkin, and yours is not even to the first. Anyway, God. But it makes me laugh because your 1-year anniversary photos were you and Jess obviously walking your cats in a park, which is adorable, and I love every second of it.
Look, there's a background story to that. Okay, it's just the cats have been in my condo now since March.
Yeah,
like they don't leave, and they're getting fat.
Yes, they're cats.
I know, but like cats usually are hunters. They have a life, man.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah. So in their little calculated mathematical cat world, like they've been there for however long. And we were just like, you know what, it's time. Edgar and Elvis need to get out and see the world again. But
sorry, what are their names?
Edgar and Elvis, the boys, and then Sassy's the girl.
There's 3. Where's the third one?
Sassy can stay home. We actually do take Sassy out because she's well behaved. Like, we'll drop her off at other people's houses and stuff like that. But not Edgar and Elvis. They're true frat bros. Like you don't want let me keep them intact,
Fair enough.
Yeah. But walking them was a little bit of a disaster. They were definitely skittish. Like they were looking around like inmates have been in jail for 20 years. So like every sound and just like looking around, like a big dog came and Edgar got in like this weird fighting stance. But then he pushed out, he like crawls under the nearest branch and he was scared to get out. And I felt so bad. Like it was like we were gone for an hour, but the actual cat walking maybe took 10 minutes. The rest was me hauling him out of another branch. And
if they're indoor cats, they don't want to be outside.
They're not supposed to be, man. Like Elvis is a mountain cat. His ancestors, if you will, with the great tiger.
They hunted.
The great tiger god itself was, and then somehow it turned into this domesticated cat that just sits there and watches fucking TikTok all day. But anyway, either way, but Jess and I still are like, we're gonna put them in baskets and we're going to get them out. There's no way they should just be in the condo all day. They watch more TV than me.
You need to open that window.
I do.
No, you said last time I was there, I said, Shawn, open that window. And you said, I can't. What if they fall out? The one next to the cat tray. It's right next to a window and Shawn is on a real high rise. Just open that window.
Pimpin' condo, if you will. But, okay.
Give them some fresh air. The cats, they're not stupid.
We take them out on the patio, but that's not enough.
Open the window. They will sit there and they will just watch the world go by. They will not jump out. They're smart creatures. Anyway, back to my original thought. It's so funny because on this is your 1-year anniversary and you're out walking cats, and it's so funny because it's just like a random Saturday. But then like the Saturday before, you're like 15 shots of whiskey deep just at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, you don't live in the middle of the spectrum. You're either wasted or you're walking your cats in the park, and I love every second of it because usually people, they're like, I'll ease into the weekend. You're like, nope. 17 shots right now. Or you're like, I'm walking my cat.
Unless Kyle coined this phrase, I have two modes. It's like off or kick ass. I'm like I'm all in on whatever I'm doing, or I just.
I think Kyle did the phrase "sauce it up, son." I think that was the phrase he decided to coin.
Yes, he did. Sauce it up, son.
Sauce it up, son.
Sauce it up, son. Okay, look, Nicole, we're at 50 minutes here. I'm going to stop it here. Nicole can obviously come back on whenever and whenever she wants. Right now, Nicole is a mom, so she's busy. Okay.
I warmed up breast milk. I left them happy playing PlayStation. I rocked her before I came down.
Yeah.
Told Cass he was doing great.
Are you guys planning on having more?
We are. And Cass is going from, so he went from.
So is Cass doing his Kegels then to make this, or whatever that,
Kegels? Just making it move?
That's I don't know. Like, whatever. I don't know how you make babies.
So I had to have a C-section. We're going to go over your 50-minute, Shawn. I'm breaking your rules. We're going to do it.
Sure.
All right.
Whatever.
So I had to have a C-section, not because I wanted to.
I'm just kind of getting drunk here, so I just want to make sure that.
We're going to keep going. Let's do it. Just for a little bit.
Okay, just for a little bit. All right.
Yeah. So I had to have a C-section because she was breech. So if I was born in
Wasn't House of Dragons spoilers alert? Wouldn't you be dead?
I would be dead. Okay. That's exactly what I was about to say. Because they would have. So now the scar is about that big, and that C-sections are actually the only surgery where you go through 7 layers. There's a person. You go through 7 layers.
You have 7 layers to you?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Because there's skin, there's I can't give you the actual things, but there's 7
Well,
layers.
You're not a doctor all of a sudden? You can't tell me how everything works?
Sorry.
All right. Okay.
That's tomorrow. Next time I'll memorize all the 7 layers.
All right.
But, yeah. And so we're sitting there waiting to have the C-section because she's breech, and it's not Game of Thrones time, so they don't just and pull Cass aside and ask, which one do you want? Your wife or your kid? But that's what they do in Game of Thrones. House of Dragons.
House of Dragons. Sorry.
Oh, that first episode was rough for me to watch. But he's sitting there next to me. He's like, well, when we have our second kid, they'll be close friends because we're going to do it right away. And I was like, babe, can we get this one out first before we talk about the second one? So he's gone.
So you have to heal first?
Yeah. 6 weeks.
Wait, 6 weeks. When was Carter born?
We're 10 weeks in.
Oh, so you're ready to go now?
Swear to God, if I'm pregnant right now, Shawn. But that's what he's gone from being terrified of having kids to talking about the second kid before the first one's even born. Yeah. Men can change. Women, everyone has the ability to change their way of thought.
Cass has changed for sure on this department. It's like, I'm not even talking to the same guy, Like, but in a good way, man. Oh, in a good way.
She has him wrapped around his little finger.
She's pretty cute.
She is cute as fuck.
Yeah.
I will say.
Yeah.
So are you gonna have kids? I know we touched on it, but
yeah.
So you're 34.
I'm 22. Okay, forever.
Never.
No, don't worry about the Chad genetics. We can make him right till we're 100 years old. So don't worry about my genetics there. When the time is right.
You sound like a fortune cookie.
Yes, when the time is right.
If I crack one open later tonight and it says when the time is right, Shawn will have kids, I'm going to throw up on you.
Oh my God. Okay, look, no. I do want to be a parent as well, but I have a different approach to the whole business, if you will.
Are you into soft parenting or more strict?
What? I don't know what that means.
Soft parenting is like get down on their level, chat with them, have a conversation, whereas hard parenting is like spatula.
Well, do you ever see the movie 300? That's what I'm more like, I inspect them first when they come out. I take a look at the delts and the lats, and I'm just like, okay, a lot of potential here. And I take a look at the legs. I'm like, okay, this guy can skip leg day, maybe 2 days a week max. I check the testosterone. Was
not kicking the ribs.
Yeah, I put him down right now, and I put a little turtle in there and see if he choke out the turtle. I'm like, fair enough, he can live.
All right, I'll ask you this then. Would you circumcise your son or would you be uncircumcised?
What? This is where we end the fucking podcast. Great hearing from everyone.
Everyone wants to know, how do dads choose? Do you think it's more so what they have and what their dad has?
Fine, I will not stop the recording. The reality is this. Dads out there, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it because I'm not a dad. Whatever makes the dick bigger is the move to fucking do, all right? That is what we do there.
But I think men put too much, like, they think about it too much. Women don't think about it that much. But if you were to have a son, what would you do?
I would tell him to clean his fucking penis.
So you're uncircumcised.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Why are you having some fucking weird guy like stretch out his dong and then cut off the skin of it? I'm like, you don't touch that, right, sir? You've done enough. You've done enough. I've had you touch my wife. I've had you pull out my kid. I've had you slap my kid's ass. Like, you're not touching my kid's fucking wiener. Get out of here.
Oh man. When I had my C-section, you have a curtain up, obviously, because they don't want you to see what's going on. And then when they pulled her out, they just like pushed her over the curtain. They're like, "Hello,"
and she was like, "Wow." Child.
Yeah. No, but I'm super excited. I'm excited for you to be a dad. You're gonna have cute babies.
Oh yeah, look. First of all, again, I may or may not be a dad. I mean, genetically, it's always possible. But I'm just saying, I have a different viewpoint on that whole matter. Like the world's full right now.
It
really is.
I'm not asking you to have 15 kids and send your girls down the stream. But I am asking you if you want to be one.
If I don't have biological kids, I absolutely feel like somewhere along the line in my lifetime, I will be either a adoptive parent or a mentor to someone. But spreading like wisdom, knowledge, trying to make sure people don't make the same mistakes we did. Because think about it, all your life mistakes, goddamn, does beat you up at night if you don't know how to control the thoughts, right?
Oh yeah.
I just want to make sure they don't fall into that. My dad was really adamant on making sure I didn't make the mistakes that he did, and I did not. Because I'm further along than what he was doing at his level, but then at my level, I ran into 10 other problems that he doesn't face, and then I'm like sitting here. Sometimes I think this Rubik's Cube, it can never be solved. So I don't know. You know what? My short answer is I think I will have biological kids. I don't know if it will actually happen. And why the fuck are you interviewing me? I'm interviewing you. Jesus.
Isn't that fun? That's the
interview's over.
That's the red wine talking.
Interview's over.
It's very sweet.
Interview's over. Say bye, Nicole.
I don't want to. I'm having so much fun.
Okay. Well, we'll go 5 more minutes.
You can cut me out if it's too long.
I'm getting kind of gooned right now.
I know, me too. That's the fun part, because Dad's upstairs taking care of the baby. He's got breast milk for days that I've pumped, and we just have some wine, Shawn.
Bye, everybody.